Alright, I'm starting to see green, so I'm going to come out here and plant. Now, the reason I don't really worry about planting this stuff on a full moon is because I'm not too worried about making sure or having more of a guarantee that stuff is going to sprout. That's the reason I planted my onions on a full moon, was to make sure they got in the ground and were ready to go, because the full moon does help. Alright, up front here, I got my holy basil. Now this is just semi-experimental. I will have, and I do have, holy basil plants growing inside, but I'm just going to plant some seeds and see what happens. Got the wood chips off the top. And put them back. Alright. I'm putting in butter crunch over here in these bare spots. Move the wood chips aside. Now this bed here has been breaking down for several years now, but I had been using grass on top of it. I just put wood chips on it last fall. Okay, this is butter crunch. I'm not going to worry about spacing or any of that. That kind of stuff doesn't matter to me. That's an old tea bag. I bury it in the soil so it breaks down. Old dead plants, snap them off. These are golden mums, and from what I understand, they're supposed to come back. So, we'll see. If not, I'll be replanting flowers here. I do like flowers here at the front. And I have my basil and my basil at the back and my rosemary on the side here. Alright, let's do another patch of lettuce on the other side. I don't want romaine. Not up here. Alright. Bury them. They'll rot away. So wet and moist down here. Again, I don't really care too much about spacing because we don't want to let lettuce get to full size anyways. We're going to cut the lettuce when it's smaller and younger and more succulent for burgers and salads and that kind of stuff. Alright. I think for now that's all I'm going to do in the front bed. We'll just see what happens. Let's move on to a new spot. Okay, here's that tomato one that you saw in another video. This is layer 2 and it's been going for a while. And it's halfway down at the moment because this is a lot of all the nutrition and the stuff that was in there was eaten up last year. So I just piled new dirt on. And then eventually I'll bring out my tomato plants and put them in here. And on the other side. I know you can't see me, I'm sorry. There we go. I'm gonna go get my seeds and just gonna experiment and throw some of my cherry tomato seeds in there and see what happens. If nothing happens, no big deal, because I've got tomato plants in the house. I just love grilling season. Okay, I've got tea leaves in here from today's tea. And I'm going to be dumping them in this fish tank that I made up a few days ago, ready for me to do spring planting in. Got my layer of gook, my layer of paper, my layer of straw, my layer of leaves, my layer of more gook, and then I'm going to put wood chips and dirt. And then, okay, I'm not sure how much of that video you got. It's also really windy, so I'm going to try to talk louder and closer to the mic. Okay, I got the tea leaves and the lettuce leaves in here. I'm going to top it off with wood chips. And then lettuce and tea in this one over here. I'm going to top it off with wood chips and dirt. And then I'm going to plant them. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, I got a big thick layer of straw, and then a layer of it's like banana peels and onion peels, and then paper, and then the sticks and the leaves, and then a big thick layer of wood chips. And then I took, oh, I guess you didn't see any of that. You saw nothing but ground. Outtake. Okay, go. Down here, I have a thick layer of hay, and then on top of that it's like banana peels and onions, and then I've got paper, and then those dead sticks and leaves, and then there's lettuce and tea leaves, and then a big thick pile of wood chips, and then dirt, and then I have oregano from last year. This is just experimental. If it doesn't take off, I'll plant oregano, because I want to bring this into my house in the winter. Alright, and then the oregano was set gently into the wood chips, and then I dumped all the dirt up and around it, and now I'm going to top it off with wood chips. And here I did the same layering system, and there's wood chips in here. I have to get more dirt, and then I will eventually be planting a basil in here that I want to try to winter inside, and that's why I'm doing this layering system. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, here we go. I broke off all the branches of that dead oregano. I have them on the top here. And then I put mulch on top. Now, if nothing happens, that's okay. I can get oregano from a local greenhouse. She's got her own farmer's market that's open during the seasons. And I trust her. I know her farm. It's all GMO free and organic and heirloom and family passed down. So that's where I get my plants. So I'll get oregano from her if these don't take off. Over here, I got soil on top of this. And I'm just going to experiment. Let's just throw in some of my husband's holy basils. If these take off, yay. If these don't take off, that's okay. I've got some inside the house that have taken off, and when I bring them outside in a couple weeks, I'll just plant them in the tank. Then we'll top it off with some mulch that's already been breaking down. And then we'll leave them right here in the sun where I plan on leaving them all season long. Alright, now that the wood chips have defrosted from in my pile, I brought them over here to the experimental garden beds and covered them up. And since we live in a park and we have stray cats, what we're going to do is we're going to build ourselves a chicken wire fence around these beds. And I'll take you along for that adventure in a different video. And this is what happens when tools don't get put away come winter. My metal rake in order to clean the dog kennel is frozen into the ground. So I'm going to see if I could possibly unfreeze it. This isn't plastic, so I don't have to worry about it cracking. I'm going to see if boiling water will unfreeze this. And it's not that frozen in. Let's experiment. Alright, let's see how boneheaded I am and if this will actually work. Ow, that's hot water. Woohoo! Now I can work on my dog kennel.